What's up, YouTube? This is the Billy Bob HD bringing you another Let's Play. Today I've got some more Hearts of Iron 4. This is the Great War mod. We are playing as Russian Empire. Last episode we were running at speed 5 here in order to try and get through some of these techs that we're trying to update, right? We're also trying to desperately make it down to the next research slot here from a national focus standpoint. And so you can see we need this dockyard expansion 1 to finish out, and then we can move down towards the extra research slot, so that's about halfway done. So about another month left until we can do that. Also gaining some additional brand new freaking divisions here. 16 infantry divisions there at the moment, right? So we're going to continue building those up as we look to be aggressive and eventually declare war in Europe again. We have some additional dockyards now available to us, so I guess one. Let's see what the latest sort of research is here. So the dreadnoughts we're producing, of course, and the light cruisers as well. So what we can do is use that dockyard to simply plug into convoys for now. So we'll do that. Early Fighter 3 is done, so we need to upgrade the production for that. Move this up to Early Fighter 3 there. Early Fighter 3 there. Perfect. Very nice, very nice. Time for a new research here as well. Tactical bomber might be a nice one to get. We're good till 1924 there on the fighters. Or should I start updating the naval stuff? Because we are producing out a bunch, and I mean a bunch, of brand new dockyards here coming in. So it would make sense to start in with a new naval research. And battleships here. Okay, 1922. Versus a heavy cruiser, for example. Destroyers, we do need to update the destroyers, right? Battle cruisers there. I do want to start producing out carriers as well. And subs. Alright, let's just go to the destroyer choice there. So we'll do that. We'll start stockpiling the brand new dockyards here going forward so we can stand up our new destroyer line. We have 2 ships here already ready. Dreadnought 3 and a light cruiser 3 there. Tsar tank is finished, so we want to see about continuing down that expansion here. That's already been researched, right? So heavy tanks versus light tanks. We could go with a heavy tank here just to get that going, right? 183 days. 1 day left here on the artillery upgrade. Awesome. We need to also show some love here to the industrial research, so we'll go ahead and get the sterilization effort up and going. Time for the new national focus as well, so we've got the extra research slot on the way, which will be super helpful. Currently running at 4, so that 5th one is going to be big for us. And I just noticed as well, encryption is getting ready to finish, so we do need to also probably get these torpedoes going here, so we'll pick that one next. 95 days. Awesome. Got 7 extra dockyards now that we can put into production. And let's double check and make sure those ships are going to St. Petersburg. They are. Meanwhile, we did move a smaller fleet over here. So we're going to go ahead and combine those guys like that. Very nice. Sitting over there by Japan, right? Unassigned divisions, yes, I'm aware. So we're just going to continue stockpiling those guys. You can see total needs now here. Weapons 2 are looking good. We've got plenty of extra infantry equipment, making 500 of those per day. So we are interested in also trying to research up towards weapons level 3 here. 563 days left on that tech. Need to get the early motorized up and going, as well as the motorized ambulance, which will help the recovery rate of my divisions. So looking good there. We've had a couple comments, asking what should we do in terms of our political stance? How are we going to expand going forward? I can't stay democratic. I can't, because we democracies cannot justify war goals, right? You need a 50% world tension, but you also can't justify war goals against countries that have not generated world tension at all. So we need to switch ideologies, and I'm considering either going fascist or communist. The fascist route there was met with some definite resistance, I would say, from a standpoint of watching the series, and I understand that for sure. However, if we did go fascist here or communist, it would represent sort of, a really different situation. I wanted to go fascist just because, obviously Germany is not going to exist the way it does for World War II, and being fascist would let me sort of declare war on a ton of different countries. We would end up being at war with the Entente there eventually. I could go fascist and stay in the Entente, so they would not go to war against me, unless they decided to kick me out, right? You can see Serbia, France, Britain, myself, India, Japan, I believe US, yes, and Canada, all part of the Entente there. So, a big set of decisions to make. And we could condemn the Marxist ideas and go this way with it. You get the fascism support going this way. Dissolve the Imperial Duma. You could reinforce the Tsar authority. If we did stay authoritarian, unfortunately, it's not going to let me declare war either, which sucks. God knows. Who is that in there? Friedrich Ebert. It's a tough decision. I still want to collect ideas from you guys. So we're going to continue rolling on here. Let's go ahead and put in for the weapons 3 order here now, with that extra research slot. It's going to take over a year to get. It is September of 1918. The war is already over, so... national focus, duh. Support Serbia, for example. Could get this one with some extra political power. Restore Russia's former glory. This is an interesting one. Avenge 1453. Requires restore former glory. Of course, Russian Empire controls Constantinople, which we do not. So, damn. We would need some additional world tension there in order to be able to declare on the Turks. They are currently authoritarian, I think. No, democratic. So we're going to have to choose one way to go here. If we go communist, do all of the other national... No. Are there any fascist nations? Let's see. Currently no fascist. No communist. Plenty of authoritarian, of course. So I could be like the new fascist guy and try to create a new faction to go to war with the Entente there eventually. I think that's the way I want to go. Alright, so let's condemn the Marxist ideas there. Sweet, okay. So that's the plan we're going to go with. Sorry, dude, who did not want me to go fascist, but again, this will be a very different fascist sort of playthrough here. I can't go to war unless I'm fascist or communist. So, in spirit of doing something different with Russia, we're going to have a fascist Russia, which will be pretty interesting, I think. Okay, I've got, goodness, like 13 dockyards ready to go here for the new destroyer production line. It's got about 3 months left until we can stand that up. And the other researches do not become available till 1922 here, so quite a long ways away, you can see. I do want to bring up some submarines and carriers as well. How are the constructions going? Really good now. I've got plenty of civilian factories working for us. So a very, very strong economy right now. 145 political power, so we're getting ready to be able to actually adjust our settings here. I've got a lot of the army sort of advisors and military staff already put in. We do need to pick one of these, and so I'm thinking I may go fascist demagogue here. Compassionate gentleman, improved relations opinion, captain of industry is a good one. Torpedoes are finished. Silent workhorse. Political power gain plus 15%. That actually would be very, very helpful. I think I might get the silent workhorse here next. Okay. Time for a new research now. So let's go here to the engineering drawing next. 95 days there. So moving along with our engineering sort of research as we go. Industry-wise, we're working there as well. Getting that heavy tank in to the research queue. 1928, we see that T-24 start to become available. Quite a long ways away. Need to update the support units as well. Get the early motorized going. We may try to get that early motorized here next. That does not turn into a full motorized until when? Yeah, 1936, I believe. Yep. But we do want motorized trucks, right? All right, let's go ahead and get this silent workhorse going here. Political power gain plus 15%. So that at least gets me up to a 0.5 per day gain while I'm busy sort of doing national focuses. Condemn the Marxist ideas is finished. Crush the strikes. Political power minus 100. Gain base national unity. That hurts my national unity, doesn't it? We're gonna go with it anyway. We'll see how this works. Okay, so communism is gonna be going down the drain for us, which is good. Back over here now. Let's get the military camera at 142 days. 28 days left on the destroyer then. 33 days left on the tank. I've got 20 dockyards now getting ready. 369 convoys in the bank. How come we're not making a lot of these per day? It's only 0.1. So we're making 3.25 per month there, I guess. All of the production efficiencies are up and up, except for the early fighter 3s now that are coming out. I've got a stockpile of those sitting at 80 right now. So we are making how many of those per day? 2.1, so that's good. Stockpiling those. 7.24 now million men in manpower. I'm gaining 13k per month as well. 32 units here that can be assigned. Tell you what, let's go ahead and fill in one. You'll go to yellow group here. Another 2. Destroyer is finished. Okay. Let's stand up the submarine research next. 2 yellow units now have been assigned, so we need to get 2 more. 3 and 4 for this general. Nice. Alright, unpause. The rest of these units, with 28 or so, we could probably make actually a new army group here. So we're going to give you purple. We need to give you a field marshal. This guy is really freaking good here with a skill level 9. We're going to put you on the borders of Czechoslovakia there. So their job is going to be to invade Czechoslovakia eventually. Finished with that next early tank research, so let's get this guy up, the level 2, which is good through 1928. Which I don't think I'm going to actually produce out any... I don't think I'm going to actually produce out any tanks quite yet until we get to that 1936 tech, whether it's early or not. Crush the Strikes is now finishing. This one here, Daily Fascism Support plus 10. Acceptance of Fascist Diplomacy plus 85. We've now crushed the Strikes. Engineer drawing is done. It's going to get the arrest the opposition leaders now. So another 70 days there. Time for more research now. Alright, we did just finish this one up. Let's get the continuous track there at 93 days. So my next one here is going to be the military camera that finishes. We could finish up some of these type of things. We could also swing back to some naval research as well. 1922 on the next artillery. good for tanks there for quite some time. Could swing back to infantry as well, although these are quite a ways out. Alright, civilian factories are free now. What could we use them to build? Coastal forts, naval dockyards, more civilian factories, air bases. These are going to be important, right? We're going to need them sort of all along the fronts here, including in Austria. Awesome. We'll put some down here in the Balkans as well. Okay, so those guys are going to be coming up for us. Let's put some in Crimea here. And then we're also going to put some here up and against the Turkish border. So that'll keep them busy there for a little while. New divisions popping out here yet again. 28 divisions up against the Czech border. We'll go ahead and add them in to make that 44. Time to actually stand up a destroyer production line now. Give that its maximum. Okay, so that's going to sit at 1.3 of those per month. And we do need to make sure we're sending you to St. Petersburg. Let's just go click it. Petrograd, rather. Okay. Very good. Still have extra dockyards now at this point with another 20 or so. Construction's looking great there. We do need to see about... Okay, arrest the opposition leaders is now finished. Dissolve the Imperial Duma. Gain base national unity of 3%. We will need that. As you can see, we're at 58% right now. So I'm going to have negative political power still, but we're going to need it in order to... We're going to need it for that to burn off until we can get sort of that additional fascism support. The Tsarists. Alexander Kolchak. Interesting. So slowly converting the country now. Back here, we are looking at, what, 11 days left on the military camera. What are some additional things we can research to use military factories for? We could stand up an incredible air force. We could do that. Could go down the way of tactical bombers here. We did want the early motorized to kick in eventually. How many lines of guns do I have now? I've got that full line there, and I've got another full line here, so 2, which should be fine for now. I would think. What are we waiting on here? All equipment's been delivered for these guys training out, so that's good. Well, probably Hungary now exists as well. Can't justify a war goal there either. So, still lots to do here, guys. Continuing to upgrade wherever we can. We'll take a look at what we want to actually research next, I guess next episode. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Again, this has been the Billy Bob HD. Please remember to like, subscribe, and or comment if you've enjoyed my content, and we'll catch you next time.